Welcome to the first 5 Minute Friday. 5 minutes where I talk about the latest cameras, tech, and just life updates in general. Today I want to check out the S25 Ultra versus the S26 Ultra, which I've been using ever since it launched, and see if it's worth the upgrade. Now you've probably seen that the biggest feature is the new privacy display on the S26 Ultra, and I think for some people you either instantly love it or you instantly hate it. Basically how Samsung has done it is that they basically just narrowed the light emission from the pixels so that it's easier to see from the front, but if you're looking at the side, because the light is more narrow, you can't actually see it from the side. Now, a lot of people are going to say that you can just put a privacy display screen protector on the phone itself, which yes, you can do that. The difference is that that's always going to be on. And if you're like me, who's a photographer, filmmaker, content creator, and you care about the color accuracy and sharpness and contrast of your phone and what you're seeing on it, that is going to be a bit of a problem because for privacy displays, those are always going to be on and they will affect your image. With the privacy display built into the phone, because it is like a hardware software kind of thing where you can turn it on and off, you can turn it on and off. So if you don't want it on, then you don't need to have it on. So if you're watching movies or editing or whatever, you can have it off so that it doesn't affect it. And if you want to do things like banking or texting with your friends, you can have it so that it automatically turns on for specific apps. You can also make the privacy display turn on for only the notification bar so that if anyone's looking over your shoulder, they won't see new notifications that pop up on your screen. Now you're going to get a little bit of faster charging. You're going from 45 watts wired charging to 60 watts wired charging. So not too much of an increase, but it is nice to have. You're also going from 15 watts wireless charging to 25 watts wireless charging with the new Qi 2.2. So it is nice to have faster charging for wireless. Now, one of the biggest differences for me is the better cameras. Obviously, as a content creator, I always do like taking photos with my phone just because it is in my pocket. And basically what the difference is that the lenses now go from an f1.7 aperture down to f1.4 aperture. So you're going to get a little bit of better low light performance. The photos itself just turn out a little bit better. I think it's a little more consistent as well. The S25 Ultra was already really good, but sometimes I did find that for some reason, some specific photos, it would turn out kind of soft or a little bit more washed out. I don't know why. For the S26 Ultra, it's been really consistent for me and I've been really liking taking photos with the phone. The S26 Ultra also has the new APV log, so if you do like to do log video and just high quality videos with your phone, S26 Ultra will do that. Now you're going to get better CPU performance with the new Snapdragon chip in it. I don't think I necessarily noticed the CPU speed increase. The S25 Ultra was already pretty fast. I don't do a bunch of gaming, so I don't really notice if there's any significant speed upgrades with the S26 Ultra, but I think that the S26 Ultra does have better thermals, it's a little bit cooler, and I assume that's because of a more efficient processor. And that also leads to the battery life being a little bit better. Again, the S25 Ultra was already pretty good. The S26 Ultra is now just a little bit better, and I assume because of better efficient processing. Now, one thing that I don't necessarily like is the new screen on the S26 Ultra. I don't know if this is because of the privacy display, but the S25 Ultra actually has a higher max brightness. Even though I believe they're rated the same, if you compare them side by side, the S25 Ultra is actually a little bit brighter. Now, whether you notice this or not is going to depend on how you use it. For me, again, who does a lot of video editing, watching a lot of movies, YouTube, stuff like that, I actually noticed it right away, but I thought maybe it was just placebo. But when I actually Googled it, I actually did find on Reddit that other people were saying the same thing, that the S25 Ultra screen is actually better and brighter than the S26 Ultra. So I do wish that maybe there's some firmware update that they can do to make the S26 Ultra screen at least as bright as the S25 Ultra. Now there's a ton of AI features in the S26 Ultra that you don't have in the S25 Ultra. You have AI prompts, you can change the styling of your photos. The S25 Ultra is more of a boxier shape, while the S26 Ultra kind of goes back to that curved edges. And one gripe about that for the S26 Ultra is because the edges are more curved, the pen is also on the side of the phone itself, which means you can actually put the pen in the wrong way, and you'll see it right here. Kind of annoying because I want to be able to just put the pen into the phone and not worry about which orientation it's in. S25 Ultra goes from titanium, and now the S26 Ultra is an armor aluminum too. It does give better thermals, it's a little bit lighter and thinner, but I think I actually prefer the titanium. It just feels a lot more robust, it just feels better in the hands. I believe it's more scratch and dent resistant, and I do like running these phones caseless, so I do wish that we kept with the titanium just because to me it feels a lot more solid and I worry less about scratching it. And then finally, the S26 Ultra actually has a raised camera bump, which is kind of annoying if you're using the phone cases and you're putting it on the table. You can definitely see that the S26 Ultra rocks a lot more, and if that annoys you, then you'll probably want to have a case. And yeah, that's pretty much all the differences between the S25 Ultra and the S26 Ultra. Do you need to upgrade? I think it depends on you. I am again liking the new camera features and just the better performance of the cameras on the S26 Ultra. So if you're a content creator like me and you really value having good photos or videos with your phone, then I would say maybe it's worth the upgrade. But I think if you're just a general user who's just has the S25 Ultra for like daily use and you don't have a very specific point of using the phone other than just like texting or calling or maybe playing some games on it, I don't think you necessarily need the upgrade. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions, and let me know if you like this 5 Minute Friday, because I definitely plan on doing more. And if there's any other topics that you want to see, let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more photo video content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.